Mr. President, as we deal with the Farm Bill, we have to acknowledge that 80% of that bill now is food program, the SNAP program, the food stamp program. I'll repeat that, 80%. So really we need to not call it the Farm Bill anymore. It really needs to be considered primarily the food stamp program that it is. It is quite true that we in America do not want to have people hungry. We do not want to have people malnourished, but we want to run a food stamp program that has integrity, that creates an incentive for responsible personal behavior, that helps America be a healthy nation. And I don't think we're there yet. In fact, we've got members on the Democratic side who are opposing even this $4 billion, less than a half of 1% reduction in projected spending. They don't even want to have that. Cut the farmers, all right. Whack them 10%, 20%. Don't cut the anything else and deal with any other programs. When food stamps were first expanded nationally, 1 in 50 Americans were on the program. Today, it's 1 in 7. Are we confident that all of those 7 need this kind of subsidy? Are we really sure that's needed? I think we need to examine the program. If they need this benefit, let's get it for them. If not, well, let's not. There are nearly 80 welfare programs in the United States government, 17 for food and nutrition support. 17 programs for food and nutrition support. Costs now exceed $700 billion annually for all these federal programs, food and others too, plus $200 billion in state contributions. So that's almost $1 trillion a year, which is so much money, it's difficult to express it. An individual, for example, on food stamps may have a household whose total income, may have a household that's eligible to be receiving and may receive $25,000 a year in total welfare support. We have a host of programs that people can qualify. So we need to keep that in mind as we go forward. There's a patchwork quilt of federal, state programs that help people in need, in addition to charitable and religious support that people can access. Now, the Farm Bill proposes to permanently elevate food stamps far above the pre-recession levels. In 2008, we spent less than $40 billion on food stamps. Over the next 10 years, 2008, just a few years ago, $40 billion a year, food stamp spending over the next 10 years is estimated to average almost $80 billion, doubling that. This chart will show how we've grown from a little under $20 billion in 2001, about $17 billion, to we'll go to, in 2021, over $70 billion. You see a little decline there. That decline is a result of the projections from the Congressional Budget Office, and we hope they're correct, that unemployment will begin to drop in the future. So they're not showing that even though unemployment's now at 8% in 2011, they're not showing that you're going to have a major drop-off because unemployment is falling. Hopefully it will be falling. Hopefully we'll get this economy on the right track. But the point I would suggest that's revealed in this chart and the projections is that unemployment is not the thing that's driving the food stamp increases. So the idea that we have unlimited ability to throw money at every problem we have and not make sure that every single dollar we appropriate to help people truly in need is wisely spent is over. We've got to end that concept. This government, this Congress, this administration has been far too blasé about managing the people's money. It's like, well, we just want to leave the money out there and maybe it'll create a stimulus and somehow it'll help the economy. And we'll give more than we need and not worry about it. And we don't want to investigate anybody. We don't want to cut anybody off. That would sound like it's unkind. But it's not unkind to insist that people meet the qualifications of the programs. And the people that don't meet the qualifications don't get the money. That's only common sense, and that's justice, as Americans know about it. Yet many senators in this body are not only unwilling to achieve even the $4 billion in savings on the $800 billion program, but some consider the $4 billion too much to reduce from the program. One junior senator from New York proposes to increase food stamp spending even more than the current growth that we've seen, explaining, quote, food stamps are an extraordinary investment because every dollar that you put into the SNAP program, the food stamp program, you get out $1.71, close quote. I'm going to repeat that because this is what the director of the program said, or the Secretary of Agriculture, I believe. He said that for every dollar spent on food stamps, you get out $1.71, close quote. Under this reasoning, we ought to just increase the food stamp program 10 times. Why not? We're going to get more money back. Somehow it's going to create a stimulus, and it's going to bring in more money for the treasury and make the economy grow. Why don't we just pay for your clothes, pay for your shoes, pay for your housing? Why not? I also think it's a moral issue. What is our policy objective? It is our national goal to place as many people. Is it our national goal to place as many people on welfare, food stamp support as we can possibly put on that program? Is that our goal? Is that a moral vision for the United States of America? Just to see how many people we can place in a situation where they're dependent on the federal government for their food? I just ask that. I think we should wrestle with that question.